Start learning about how the stock market actually works, how you actually make money and not in crypto schemes or get rich quick schemes, anything like that. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. Hi, my name is Brooke. I'm a 28-year-old remote tech employee, and on this channel, we like to talk about all things personal finances and how we can get better with our money. So if that's something that's interesting to you, please make sure that you subscribe and get notified every time I put out a new video. Today, I'm going to be talking about the reasons why I decided to switch my Roth IRA from the platform Betterment. So Betterment is a robo-advisor. So when you invest money on their platform, they create portfolios for you based on your risk tolerances and making sure that it is an overall well-balanced portfolio. It's a really great product for users who are new to investing and don't really know what to invest in, because it does it all for you and all you have to do is set your risk tolerance. I've been on the platform for 4 years, so I put a lot of money into my Roth IRA when I was with them. That was the main product that I opened with them, and it was because I was originally with a digital product called Wealthsimple. However, Wealthsimple is a Canadian company and they decided to only service Canadian customers. And so they told us to move over to a new robo-advisor, and that was when I moved to Betterment. Overall, I've had no issues with Betterment. I really did like their product. I thought that the ETFs that they put me in and the overall split of my balances from 10% in bonds and 90% in stocks, I thought that was fine, especially because that's pretty risky, and being my age, I have a lot of time to be risky in the market and recover from it, because my Roth IRA money is for retirement, so I'm most likely not going to be touching that money until 30 plus years from now. So I was okay with that. I can ride out the markets and all of the changes. However, over the past 4 years, I really started to learn more about how to invest myself. And there's a lot of places now that you can do free trades, and there's no commissions, there's no annual fees or anything like that to have your account with them. And those accounts are like Vanguard, Fidelity, Charles Schwab. And so because of that, I started to question whether or not it was time for me to move out of Betterment. Like I said earlier in the video, Betterment is a great tool for first-time beginners because all you have to do is set it and forget it. Put in your automated transfer each month and they will go ahead and buy the stocks for you. So it's super easy and intuitive, and you don't have to spend hours and hours learning about how to trade or which stocks to invest in. So because of that, it's a great platform for beginners. But as I started to see my balance grow, I started to see how a fee could add up to hundreds of dollars that were being taken out of my account because I was with a platform like Betterment and not on a platform with $0 fees. Like I've talked in my previous videos, I'm a fan of Ramit. He is a great financial educator, and so if you like the stuff that I talk about, I definitely recommend that you check out his YouTube channel. He also has a Netflix show. It's really accessible for anybody because he talks about finances for couples, and he really goes in depth with people on their stories and helping them with their money mindset. But one of the things that he always talks about in any of the stuff that you listen to him, any of the books that you read from him, is that paying an investment fee is going to cost you in the long run. And what it'll cost you in the long run is how much money you're going to make on your account. So his traditional number is 1%, which is an average that a financial advisor would charge you in order to have your account with them. Betterment is a low-cost option to that, where the fees are only 0.25%, but 0.25% actually adds up over time. And so what I did when I moved over to my new Roth IRA, which I have with Fidelity, I decided to go ahead and show you all some of the numbers that went into my Betterment account. So when I was in my Betterment account, I was able to download my entire history from the last 4 years into a CSV, and I put them into a spreadsheet. So let's go over some of the numbers that I think are really interesting and can help us understand more about how those fees add up when you are with an account that charges you a percentage of your portfolio. So the first thing that I want to show you all is how much money I personally put into that account. So here I just added this into a table inside of Google Sheets, and tables are really great in Google Sheets because you can then filter them to only have the information that you want to show. And so for this one, let's go ahead and only show my specific contributions. They did start offering a 1% match on IRA contributions. So that was nice, but again, they charge you a 0.25% fee to have an account with Betterment. And we did have money incoming from Wealthsimple, so I'm going to keep that checked as well. Recurring. All right, perfect. So now this is going to make sure that all of the rows that we see are only my contributions. So if we hover over row D, we will be able to see in the bottom how much money this actually sums up to. So in total, over the 4 years that I was with Betterment, I invested out of my own dollars, all of this is after tax because it's a Roth IRA, was $26,599.43. So I'm really happy with that number because with a Roth IRA, because it's such a great retirement vehicle, there are limits to how much you can put into a Roth IRA. So for this year, it's $7,000. Last year, it was also $7,000. And I think the year before that, it was $6,500. So all of this accounts for the fact that there is a specific limit of how much money you can put in. Saving $26,599 into this account was really cool. I'm very happy with myself to be able to do that, especially because I know that having this money now when I am 28 years old is going to grow so exponentially. Once the time I retire, I'll have lots of money in this account. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just saying it to say that all you have to do is just be consistent, start small, and you can also see these types of gains. So now let's look at how much money I made in dividends. So one of the things that I did was I said reinvest those dividends. So now we can filter this and change it so that it only shows how much I made in dividends, and I'll show you what that looks like. So if we go down and we choose dividend reinvestment, this will show us just how much we made in dividends. So now let's hover over this column and we see that the dividends that were reinvested over those 4 years was $1,382.17. That's also really cool because that's just straight passive income right there. Dividends are what companies pay out to their shareholders. I will say that some stocks do not have dividends. So you really have to understand what you get with a shareholder because some companies are not dividend companies and they're not going to give you dividends on it. Over the 4 years, I made at least $1,000 in dividends, which I think is pretty nice over those 4 years. And you can see how that could compound over the years. Now let's look at how much I paid to Betterment over these 4 years. Now I will say they did charge a $75 fee to transfer my account over to Fidelity. So this money does account for that $75. So now let's go ahead and filter by our advisory fees. So we're going to choose the advisory fee. And we also need to choose the outbound transfer fee, which is that $75 I was talking about. So now when we hover over D, we can see that the amount of fees that I paid Betterment over 4 years is $207.65. Now, that doesn't seem like a lot of money, especially because it's only for a 4-year time period. And my account only had $26,000 in it. However, let's do some math to see how this could be an issue in the future. All right, so now let's look at this calculator to see how much we would be under in fees because of that 0.25%. So our annual contribution, again, $7,000 you can put in. Let's put our expected rate of return at 8% and then that annual fee of 0.25%. And then let's do 30 years to grow. So looking at this calculator, you can see that our final investment value would actually be $856,000 when we have no fees. However, with the fees, it would only be $816,227. And so that means we would pay a total of $40,194 to Betterment. And that's just if we did over 30 years, just putting in the $7,000 extra each year. And so that means the percentage that we paid in fees of our overall portfolio is negative 4.69. Now, negative 4.69 is not a large number, but when you think about it, you don't want to send your hard-earned money to someone else to line their bottom line. And so what I recommend is just start learning about low-cost index funds, start learning about how the stock market actually works, how you actually make money and not in crypto schemes or get rich quick schemes, anything like that. Start learning about how our money system works, because we all live in this society, whether or not we want to agree with how the society is run or we agree with capitalism. We need to protect ourselves and we need to protect our future selves starting today. And so that's why I think investing is so important to learn, because this is how you grow actual wealth. You're not going to be growing wealth by putting your money into banks that will only give you a 0.10% return on your money. You're not going to be making any money by hiding it under your mattress. You need to be investing smartly into things that are going to have long-term impact on your overall wealth. So don't be scared. Just start out with a few dollars. When I first started this account in 2021, I only had about $2,000 in there, and over 4 years, I was able to grow it to over $30,000. So that's super exciting to see that small things can add up to be big. And so I hope that this video was helpful for you to understand more about why I decided to switch, how a 0.25% fee can sound innocuous at first, but can really add up over time. If you got to the end of this video, thank you so much. I really appreciate you being here. As always, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you all in another video. Bye, y'all.